Lord of the Mysteries. Chapter 870. A question that strikes the heart. Upon gaining recognition, Derek was taken aback for 2 seconds. His shame lessened as he said, somewhat embarrassed, "I will take further steps to understand this matter. I will work hard to make 2 sources of information, know a friend before the next tarot gathering." Derek quickly made a target for himself. Upon seeing this, Klein made the world hoarsely say, "If it involves the domain of death, you can seek my advice." "And I can seek Mr. Isaac's advice," he silently added. As for Frank Lee's new mushrooms, he had no plans on transferring them to Little Sun, as they were still incomplete. The fruits that were eventually produced were filled with poison and madness. "Thank you, Mr. World," Derek answered gratefully. After a short exchange regarding other matters, the Tarot Club entered the learning segment until it ended. Returning to the real world, Klein immediately wanted to resolve the problem of the marauder demigod, but the plan he conceived of was met with an obstacle at the first step. He had no idea where to find Leonard Mitchell and the grandpa inside his body. St. Samuel Cathedral? Leonard is most probably underground, but I have no way of entering. He only prays in the cathedral once or twice a week, and he doesn't do it at a fixed time. I can't be heading there thrice a day all week just to meet him, right? What kind of crappy plot is this? Is this what's called a stakeout? Even if I really did it, it might not be effective. As a red glove, he might have left Backland. As Klein lampooned, he felt a deep sense of regret. He regretted being too focused on the sophistry and in fooling Leonard Mitchell, thus forgetting to ask for his contact method. I should have said to Leonard, "I will inform Klein Moretti about his identity being exposed. If he has anything he wishes to say, I will pass it on for him. That way, I'll be able to establish a private method of contact." Klein exhaled slowly. All he could do was use his final solution. That was to ask the magic mirror. Drawing the symbols that implied concealment and mystery prying, Klein cast his gaze at the full-body mirror. He saw aqueous light ripple, producing white Loanese text. "Exalted Great Master, your puny, loyal and humble, terrified servant, Erodes, is here to answer your summoning. Before answering any questions, I want to say, I was wrong! I was wrong!" Klein pricked up his brows and asked, "Why are you suddenly admitting to a mistake?" On the mirror, the white Loanese words warped and turned into new words. "In short, I was wrong." After a series of ellipses, the white words trembled into shape. "Recently, there have been many people trying to find out about you, and they have learned of the reputation of your present identity. So, Dwayne Dantes' amorous preference of liking anyone beautiful has spread, so much so that even this justice knows of it? Well, that's good. I used the explanation that it's a shared identity. More than one blessed plays as Dwayne Dantes, so having a myriad of preferences can be explained. Hee, look at this mirror. It's scared white." Klein was somewhat enlightened as he secretly laughed before saying, "It's your turn to ask." The full-body mirror's words remained white as it formed new words. "Will you forgive me?" "No, I mean, are you willing to watch my subsequent performance?" This attitude, Klein sked inwardly and said with a sullen expression, "Work hard." "Yes, great master." The mirror's surface's ghastly white words bloomed with silver light. "Since you have summoned me, do you have a question to ask me?" Klein nodded. "Yes. Where will Leonard Mitchell be living in the next few days?" The silver marks distorted quickly, forming new words. 7 Pinster Street. Beneath the words, the aqueous light rippled, forming a scene. It was a terrace house numbered Unit 7. There was a black-haired, green-eyed youth just about to get his keys. It's the same old place. There hasn't been any change. If I were to pay a visit directly, it will sully Leonard's impression of Dwayne Dantes. It will be quite a step down. Get Emlyn White to go. Leonard has probably figured out that the vampire and Sherlock Moriarty, who is also Klein Moretti, have ties. The current problem is that it's hard to determine that Grandpa's stance. I have no way of confirming his true motives. Giving him a big gift based on his present state might not be appropriate. Perhaps it will bring extreme danger to Leonard. As it doesn't involve myself, doing a divination above the gray fog won't be effective. Thoughts arose in Klein's mind as he changed his plans. Compared to directly informing the grandpa in Leonard's body about the marauder demigod, using Pallas Zorost's or Amon's name to warn the target to force him to leave the area was a milder method that led to fewer repercussions. Of course, the premise is that I don't expose myself. Klein pondered for a few seconds and asked again. Where is the demigod beside Hazel mocked hiding? The mirror's surface had aqueous light ripple out as the scene changed. On a thick carpet with beautiful embroidery, there was a small leather sofa. On the surface of the single-seater was a white, furry cushion. In the middle of it was a gray rat. Compared to its kind, its eyes were closer to dark red. Rat. That marauder demigod has parasitized a rat? And he's sleeping inside Hazel's room in broad daylight? He got himself what looks like a very expensive cushion. He had to transform into this because I foiled his plans? Klein was surprised before he felt a little amused. The scene fixed as silver lines surfaced. Great master, what other instructions do you have for me? Very sharp. Klein tersely answered and said, Use the mirror in the room to warn that demigod. Tell him that all around this street there is an angel from the marauder pathway with ill intentions plying it. Furthermore, blasphemer Amon might come at any time. All right, master. I'll do it immediately. The words on the mirror sparkled. In Hazel's room, the gray rat felt his spiritual perception stirred as he hurriedly stood up and cast his gaze on the full-body mirror in the room. On the surface of the mirror, words that seemed to be written with fresh blood that had yet to coagulate appeared. Leave this area. The gray rat's gaze froze for a second as it fell silent for a moment. Why? The blood seemed to flow as the words spread out and formed new words. The surrounding area has an angel from the marauder pathway in urgent need of replenishment plying it. Blasphemer Amon, the nemesis of all high-sequence beyonders of this pathway, is rushing over. I'm warning you because I do not wish for them to benefit. The gray rat squeaked softly before asking in a deep voice. Who are you? It was extremely frustrated that the strength it accumulated would often be forced to be drained. Otherwise, it could use astromancy to confirm the situation. The full-body mirror which had dimmed at some point in time suddenly had bloody words appear again, presenting new information. I've already answered one question of yours. Based on the principle of reciprocity, it's my turn to ask. Following that, a new line of bloody red text appeared underneath. After you hurriedly parasitize the rat, you should be influenced by the body's construct and hormones. Now, which entity will make you have the desire to mate? Female human, male human, female rat, male rat, or all of the above? Please answer. At this moment, Hazel cracked open the door. And for some reason, the gray rat inside didn't notice it, seemingly affected by something. The door opened slightly again as Hazel discovered that the entity who claimed to be a demigod that existed in legends was staring at the mirror in a daze. It seemed infatuated with its present appearance, a gray rat. Hazel's brows twitched slightly as she subconsciously paused her action of opening the door. Then she saw the gray rat's body tremble, its red eyes effusing a clear, murderous look. Stop fooling around with me, the gray rat growled. It turned its head to leave the room, but invisible chains suddenly bound its rat's body. This strength wasn't anything for it to fear when it was in its optimal state, but now, everything it had accumulated had been drained. The latest action was to infuse a dream to the Beyonder bodyguard whom Dwayne Dantes had hired. Boom! A thick, silver bolt of lightning descended down from the sky, smiting the gray rat. The scene before Hazel's eyes turned blinding white as she couldn't see anything. Immediately, her vision recovered as she found the gray rat on the ground, charred black. Its limbs were twitching,